Today I'm going to show you 4 very interesting and beautiful places near Dover for people who love road trips, hidden gems, seaside views and unique places in England. If you're traveling through the English Channel by car or simply want to discover a more mysterious side of England, this video is for you. And the first place we're visiting is probably one of the strangest and most mysterious places in all of England. This is the famous Shell Grotto in Margate. From the outside it looks like an ordinary building in a quiet English seaside town, but hidden underground is a secret tunnel completely covered with millions of shells, and the most incredible part is that nobody truly knows who built this place or why. Imagine walking through long underground corridors where the walls and ceilings are entirely decorated with shells of different shapes and colors. There are more than 4 million shells here, all placed by hand. As soon as you walk down into the tunnel, it feels like entering an ancient hidden temple or a secret underground world. Shell Grotto was accidentally discovered in 1835. According to legend, a local man was simply digging underground when he suddenly found the entrance to this mysterious tunnel. But that's where the mystery really begins. To this day, nobody knows who created this place, how old it really is, or what it was originally used for. There are many theories. Some people believe it was a secret temple used by ancient civilizations. Others think it may have been connected to Freemasons or secret societies. Some even believe the tunnel is far older than modern England itself. And there are people who think the grotto was used for mysterious rituals. And that mystery is exactly what makes Shell Grotto so fascinating for tourists. As you walk through the narrow tunnels, everything becomes very quiet. You can only hear footsteps and drops of water echoing through the corridors. The lighting is soft and golden, and the walls almost glow because of the thousands of shells surrounding you. The place feels incredibly cinematic and nothing like a typical tourist attraction in England. It's especially atmospheric during autumn or rainy days when the sky outside is gray and dramatic, while inside the tunnels everything feels warm and glowing. For photographers and video creators, this is an incredible location. Almost every corner looks like a scene from a movie. And the most surprising thing is that many tourists traveling through Dover have never even heard about this place, even though it's only about an hour's drive from Dover. If you love hidden gems, mysterious places, and atmospheric travel experiences, Shell Grotto is definitely worth adding to your road trip. And now, let's continue to the next secret place near Dover, a location that looks like a hidden paradise on the English coast. Our next stop is one of the most beautiful coastal places in Kent, the famous Botany Bay, and honestly, this place doesn't even feel like England. When most people imagine the English coast, they think of gray skies, cold beaches, and windy weather, but Botany Bay feels completely different. Here you'll find giant white chalk cliffs, hidden sea caves, crystal clear water during low tide, and one of the most cinematic landscapes in southern England. As soon as you arrive, the first thing you notice is how dramatic everything looks. The cliffs rise high above the beach, shaped by thousands of years of wind and waves. Massive white rock formations stand in the sea like natural sculptures, and during sunset, the cliffs turn golden and orange, creating an unreal atmosphere. This is one of those places where you instantly want to stop, take photos, and just walk along the shore, listening to the sound of the waves. But Botany Bay is not only beautiful, it also has a mysterious history. The name Botany Bay actually comes from Australia. In the 18th century, Britain used to send prisoners to Australia, and many ships pass through this part of the English coast. According to local legends, smugglers and criminals sometimes hid near these cliffs and caves before leaving England forever. Some people even say secret tunnels once existed beneath the cliffs, and when you walk here early in the morning or during foggy weather, it's easy to imagine how mysterious this coastline must have looked hundreds of years ago. One of the most fascinating things about Botany Bay is how different it looks depending on the tide. During low tide, the sea moves far back and reveals hidden rock pools, caves, and giant chalk formations. But a few hours later, the water rises again and completely changes the landscape. That's why many photographers and drone creators love filming here. No matter how many times you visit, the beach never looks exactly the same. This place is especially popular with people searching for hidden gems near London. Even though it's only around 2 hours from the capital, many tourists still don't know about it. And compared to other famous beaches in England, Botany Bay feels much quieter and more peaceful. You can walk along the cliffs, explore the caves, or simply sit near the water and enjoy the view. It's also one of the best places in Kent for cinematic travel videos. The combination of white cliffs, turquoise water, dramatic skies, and sea caves makes every shot look like part of a movie, and if you come here during sunrise or sunset, the light becomes absolutely incredible. Many people say Botany Bay reminds them more of France or Southern Europe than England, and honestly I can understand why. It's difficult to believe that such a beautiful hidden place exists so close to Dover and the English Channel. If you're traveling through Dover by car and looking for somewhere unique to stop, Botany Bay is definitely worth visiting, especially if you love photography, road trips, coastal walks, or discovering places that most tourists completely miss. And now, let's continue to the next hidden location near Dover, another beautiful seaside spot that feels like a secret corner of England. Next stop is one of the most charming and atmospheric places in Kent, Viking Bay in Broadstairs. It's a small seaside beach that feels like it was specially designed for postcards and summer films. Unlike the wild and dramatic cliffs of Botany Bay, everything here feels softer and warmer. Golden sand, calm waves, a tidy promenade, and little houses around create the feeling of an old English seaside resort that has barely changed in the last 100 years. The beach is called Viking Bay for a reason. It is believed that Vikings once landed along this part of the coast, and although today it has a peaceful, family-friendly atmosphere, the name still adds a subtle sense of ancient history and adventure. At low tide, the sea pulls far back, revealing a wide stretch of sand where you can walk almost endlessly. At high tide, the water comes closer to the promenade, turning the beach into a cozy, sheltered bay protected from the wind. That's exactly why both locals and tourists love it. There's always a feeling of calm here, as if time moves a little slower. But just nearby begins another equally important story, the story of Charles Dickens. If you go a little higher along the coast or take a short drive, you'll reach places connected to his life and inspiration. Dickens deeply loved Kent and often spent time here, especially in Broadstairs, where he wrote, walked along the seafront, and observed the sea. In Broadstairs, you'll find a house known as Bleak House, where Dickens stayed during his visits. It overlooks the sea, and it's easy to understand why landscapes like this inspired his atmospheric, slightly mysterious scenes in his novels. And if you travel a bit further inland toward Higham, you'll find his real home, Gad's Hill Place, where he spent the last years of his life. The place still carries the feeling of the Victorian era, as if Dickens had just stepped out of the room and would soon return to his writing. Interestingly, Kent is often called Dickens' country. Here you can truly feel his world, old roads, misty fields, coastal towns, and quiet villages that seem to have come straight out of his stories. And when you combine all of this, the peaceful Viking Bay and Dickens' literary heritage, you get a very special atmosphere. Sea, history, and literature blend together, turning a simple walk into something that feels like a journey through another era. And this is not the end. Next, we'll discover another place that reveals a completely different side of the English coast. Next stop is one of the most cinematic and slightly underrated places on the Kent coast, Kingsgate Bay. And if you've never heard of it before, that's exactly part of its charm. Tucked away near Broadstairs, Kingsgate Bay feels like a secret carved straight into the cliffs, a place where England suddenly becomes wild, dramatic, and almost unreal. At first glance, it looks like a small, quiet beach, but as soon as you walk down, the landscape completely changes. Towering chalk cliffs rise on both sides like natural walls, forming a hidden cove that opens directly into the North Sea. The sand is soft and golden, but scattered across the beach are huge fallen rock formations shaped by centuries of wind, rain, and crashing waves, giving the place a raw, untouched feeling. And right in the middle of it all stands one of the most unusual landmarks on the coast, Kingsgate Castle. Despite its name, it isn't a medieval castle. It was built in the 18th century as a large house, but designed in a style that makes it look like a fortress guarding the edge of England. Perched right on the cliff edge, it overlooks the entire bay, and the first time you see it, it feels like something from a film, half romantic, half mysterious, like it belongs to a forgotten story. But Kingsgate Bay is not just about what you see, it's about how it makes you feel. There is a special kind of silence here, different from more touristy beaches. Even in summer, it often feels quiet and almost hidden. The sound of the waves echoes off the cliffs, creating a natural amphitheater of sea and stone. At low tide, the beach opens up completely. You can walk far out, explore rock pools, and see the cliffs from a completely different perspective. Some of the formations look almost sculpted, natural arches and broken pillars left behind by time. But when the tide comes in, everything changes again. The sea rises quickly, narrowing the beach and reaching right up to the cliffs. It's a reminder of how powerful and unpredictable this coastline really is. Kingsgate Bay also has a slightly dramatic history. The surrounding cliffs have formed over thousands of years, and this part of Kent was once known for smuggling routes and hidden coves. In the past, places like this were perfect for secret landings, far from official ports and easy to disappear into the landscape. It's easy to imagine boats arriving at night or people hiding goods in caves and along the cliffs. Even today, it feels like this coastline still keeps its secrets. And of course, the light is one of the reasons photographers love this place so much. At sunrise, the cliffs glow in soft pink and golden tones. At sunset, everything turns warm orange and deep shadow, and the silhouette of the castle looks almost theatrical against the sky. On cloudy days, the atmosphere shifts completely, moody, gray, and dramatic, like a painting that changes its mood every hour. It's one of those rare places you can visit 10 times and never get the same shot twice. Kingsgate Bay is also part of the wider charm of the Thanet coastline. Just a short walk away, there are other bays and cliffs, each with their own character. But Kingsgate stands out because it feels more enclosed and intimate, like a private world carved into the edge of the land, and that's what makes it so special. It doesn't doesn't try to impress you with size or crowds. Instead, it quietly draws you in and lets the landscape speak for itself. Cliffs, sea, wind, and light working together in perfect balance. If you're traveling around Kent by car, especially near Dover, Margate, or Broadstairs, this is one of those stops that feels like a hidden reward, a place you don't expect, but remember long after you leave. And when you stand there, listening to the waves echo between the cliffs, it's easy to understand why this coastline has inspired so many stories, legends, and endless journeys along the edge of England. Because Kingsgate Bay doesn't just show you the sea, it makes you feel like you've stepped into another world entirely. And if you enjoyed this little journey with me, I would be really happy if you subscribe to my channel. There are still so many beautiful, hidden, and truly special places that I can't wait to show you.